Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. Smishek's Custom Baits. Rick Smishek here. Today, as promised, I'm going to show you how to make Not Yours. That way you too can tell your buddy when he asks what color you're using, not yours, right? So I was at Shields yesterday getting some reel oil. I'm going to try to take one of my Carbon Light 2.0 reels apart, clean it, lube it, put it back together, and we'll see how that goes. Hopefully I get it put back together. The last time I tried this, I ended up putting all the parts in a bag and taking it into somebody else to put it back together because I did something wrong, couldn't figure out what it was. But this time I intend to take a lot of pictures, so I know what it's supposed to look like. Since I haven't really done this, and well, really ever, because I've never successfully done it. Here, how's that? But today, after they make the video, hopefully it'll be well. I'm going to edit the video and upload it, schedule it for release. But after that, I'm going to try to make that my first success, my first successful cleaning and lubing of a bait casting reel. Yesterday, I had a Daiwa AG750. It was an ultralight reel on a 5-piece rod that I bought back in, I think it was 85, 38 years ago. Well, something happened inside of it. It's binding, and I just couldn't figure out what happened. There must be something that broke or something, whatever. But I tossed it out yesterday. Some people might say, well, why didn't you try a little harder to fix it? Well, I couldn't find the information on what it's supposed to look like inside, how to put it back together properly. But I didn't try to clean and lube it. I was just, I had put new line on the spool. And then when I was out at the refuge, I was going to use it, and it wasn't, when I was trying to crank the line in, to reel the line in, it was, the reel was binding up. So I don't know what happened. I hadn't had it apart. So I just went ahead and tossed it. I figured after 38 years, I got my money's worth out of it. And some of the reviews I read on it actually said it wasn't all that great of a reel. So I'll have to get another small reel like not a Daiwa AG750, but another small reel to put. I have another ultralight rod. It's pretty limber. It's probably not exactly what I want, but we'll see. I'll probably see if I can't get another reel for it anyways. But with that said, let me finish heating up the plastisol so we can show you guys how to make this. Okay. This is the second time I've done this today. Do a quick shake with this. This is the Lurecraft watermelon. And the first time I did this, I used the Lureworks watermelon. Okay. I'll show you the mistake later. It actually turned out pretty cool. Okay. Go ahead and stir this up. The Lureworks, and this is probably not a bad thing either. The Lureworks watermelon is a whole lot more translucent than this stuff is. Okay. Put the knife blade down and it disappears fairly quickly. There we go. Let's get this stuff around the edges down in there. This will get preheated anyways. So we'll get all of this stuff. We'll get the colorant. Pardon me. Okay. Pardon me again. All right, and now I'm going to use some of this red 035 glitter. This is from Lurecraft. And it's probably going to curl. It's already curling. I just barely dropped it in. But I've watched other people's videos, and and they have issues with glitter curling, and nobody complains. So, pardon me. It's like I have a chunk of a chili cheese Frito stuck in my throat. All right, that looks pretty good. What do you guys think of that? It's a pretty nice watermelon red, other than the fact that the glitter curled. Looks pretty darn good. All right, let me get the other measuring cup out here. All right, here we go. Okay, so, pardon me, this next color, the bottom color, that watermelon red is the top of the frog. We're going to put 1 drop of this spring green. Okay. We'll put in 20 drops of this yellow 116. All right. And then 15 drops of the Lureworks Lime Truce 186. Oh, that's 15. Almost kept going. All right. Go ahead and stir this up. See, that's disappearing pretty quickly too, the knife blade is. So, all right. Now, the next thing we're going to do here, we're going to put in the last thing I should say, is this is the wrong one. I swear that piece of Frito is going to drive me nuts. I drank the last of the water I had out here, trying to get rid of it. That didn't work. Okay, this is the 062 Black. 1/4 teaspoon of that. I did a 1/4 teaspoon of both colors in the red for the top. Oh, there we go. That's looking pretty good. Exactly what we want there. All right, let me warm these back up, and we'll be back to shoot these into the molds. All right, let's go ahead and shoot this color here. And I'm going to shoot the 4.5 inch Enforcer frog. I'm going to shoot the 4 and 5 inch stick molds also, just once on the stick molds. I'm going to make a bunch of these frogs, however much I have, however much plastisol I have here. I should end up with 16 to 20 frogs. Okay. Okay, that one's full. Four-inch. Okay. Top off both those molds. The frogs are good. And evacuate the rest of the plastic. All right, we'll be back in a couple minutes. Check out what we made. All right, let's go ahead and open up these molds. And yes, this is looking so much better than the last thing I did. Pull those off the sprue. All right. And here's what we've got. Okay. And as always, this mold just laminated perfectly. Okay. This is the color that I caught the bass on over the refuge. All right. Now we have the two sticks here. Open up the 4-inch first. This is my favorite part of the whole process, is opening up the molds and seeing how everything turned out. You know, those are pretty awesome looking. Okay, last mold. Here we go. 5 more perfect baits out of my stick bait molds. You know, can you ask for anything better than that, really? Nice, 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 nice. Okay, so the last shot on the frog mold shorted. No biggie. I can always make more. I have a little bit of remelt left from the previous time I did this. That's not a huge deal, but I think they turned out pretty darn nice. Even the mistake turned out pretty darn nice. Take a look at these guys. Okay. It's the wrong watermelon that I used. I used the one from Lure Craft. It's a lot more translucent. So we end up with a pretty good difference in the two frogs. Okay. Same drops, same number of drops. Even the bottom looks different. Okay. The watermelon is bleeding through into the bottom a lot more than it is on here. Okay. And if these catch fish, I'll come up with a name for that. Oh, there we have it. Not yours. Okay. And something else too. If you liked what you saw today, well, first of all, before we get that, next time I do a video where I talk about a trip that I made, I will try to, instead of having it 37 minutes long, I didn't realize quite how long that was until I started uploading it. But next time, I think I'll split that up into 2 or maybe 3 parts and release them in, like, say, on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday or something like that. I think it'll get more views, get more watch time doing that. But live and learn, right? So I'm looking forward to using this, not yours, this one. I'm looking forward to trying this one, the one that didn't quite, well, I shouldn't say didn't quite pan out. That was just flat out a mistake. But some of my mistakes have been some of my best colors too. Funny how that works, huh? So with all that said, if you liked what you saw today, please hit the like button, hit the subscribe button if you haven't already, and share the videos with your friends, your frenemies, your enemies, your relatives, if they don't fit into any of those categories. I know some of them don't. And until next time, folks, tight lines, calm waters, and God bless.